Welcome back to ActionTracks from Evansville, Indiana. We're on the Monster X Tour, and it is time for racing. The first pair are staging up right now. Roger Gallagher and Quadzilla versus Bill Payne and the California Kid. Payne pulling a wheelie in that short wheelbase truck off the starting line. The truck whipping into the corner. Gouger's really going to have to push to keep up. Bill Payne's looking pretty good this weekend in the Kid. Gouger's in it if he stands on it. Payne's going to have to work on it. Huge air for the Kid. Oh no! Quadzilla! An awkward landing just did a whole lot of damage to that truck. Taking a look back. Payne pulls out to the victory, but Gallagher noses over on that front right side, really doing a lot of damage to that truck. We'll have to see if he can make it back for Freestyle. Bill Payne and his crew still working on the Rockstar, not able to make the racing call. Sounds like they've done more damage than just a broken sway bar. I understand that they have completely ripped a 4-link mount out of the cradle and are working feverishly on that. In the meantime, Hillbilly taking the Black Knight to the finals after a bye run. This should be a pretty good matchup. Bill Payne versus Hillbilly, Rockstar versus the Black Knight for all the marbles in Evansville, Indiana. Payne pulling another wheelie off the starting line. Black Knight a little bit squirrely, just like he was last night. He's going to have to play catch-up. Bill Payne is tough on this track tonight. It's neck and neck. Payne's a little bit behind. Hillbilly's a little bit squirrely. Black Knight's gonna power on to the victory. A good victory for the Black Knight team in Evansville, Indiana. We've got a special feature for you right now. It's the teammate truck to the Black Knight. It's the world's youngest monster truck driver, Kid KJ, 8 years old in his mini monster truck. Right there you saw his bus crush. The Kid got some big air right there. KJ's developing more and more skill every time he's out there. There you see him working the crowd. This guy is really going to be a showstopper in one of the big trucks. He's going for the car set. My understanding is that at a previous show, he actually made it over a van stack that weekend. Not able to get over the car. Something got hung up in the suspension, but he's coming back for the bus jump. He cleared it so well last time. They set it back up, propped her back up, and he went straight through it this time. But we're gonna move on to monster truck freestyle action. What happened out there?
One of those nights. As far as the Black Knight, for some reason, I think the one of the wires came loose on the rear steer. Simple repair, not much of anything. Rockstar, on the other hand, he lost the whole brace on the cradle on the on one of the 4 links. Just ripped it right out. It's incredible, fast job of repair, though. I'll tell you, Bill Payne is something else in regard to that.
You saw it right there in our sounds of the track. We'll call it our ActionTracks soundtrack. A lot going on during the intermission and the side acts here at the Monster Truck Show. California Kid, though, out on the track for freestyle. And Bill Payne standing it straight up and working it, finessing the truck across the set of cars, balancing on the rear wheels. Bill Payne's been proving that he's going to be hard to beat this weekend, and more great balancing from the Kid. Always a treat to see the straight-up racing out in the Midwest, out from the West Coast. on a great showing. Really trying to stand it up. I've been surprised by how well the truck actually flies over the cars. You expect the truck to do great wheelies with that short wheelbase, but right there you see it. The truck really flies very well, and that's a true credit to Bill Payne and the entire Straight Up Racing team, putting together a good solid piece that freestyles well and still handles well. This truck put together in December of 2009, not that old, part of the progression from the Monster Jeeps, formerly known as High Voltage and Hot Stuff, to the new Rockstar and California Kid names. The truck's a 34 Ford sedan, and Payne whipping it into some donuts right in front of the crowd. Looks like he's gonna call it quits. The score is gonna be a 26, setting the bar high, nice and early, but still room at the top. Hillbilly in the Black Knight coming out. Hillbilly out of Hazard, Kentucky, a coal mining area out in the eastern parts of Kentucky, nestled into the mountains. Hillbilly's got some problems here, though. You heard Todd Weston, the owner and crew chief, talking about it earlier in our soundtrack. No rear steer. They thought they had it fixed. Looks like Hillbilly's not got rear steer. That's going to inhibit his mobility on the track. He's really going to have to work to overcome that. This truck runs a blown 460 cubic inch Ford engine, perhaps a little bit smaller engine than a lot of the other competitors out there. He may be a little bit down on power. It didn't hurt him in racing, but it may be hurting him just a little bit in freestyle. Right as I say that, though, Hillbilly gets a nice launch off the car set. It's also a tough act to follow Bill Payne, who's just a notorious freestyler. Hillbilly making it back up for a big air jump. Gotta say it was a little anticlimactic. That could hurt him with the judges. The score is only a 20. Roger Gallagher, you took a big hit in racing. You had a lot of crew and family working on the truck, but you just couldn't quite get it done. Yeah, there's a little bit too much damage for us to get repaired in the time we had allowed. We did quite a bit of damage to the truck, to the rear ends, and broke 2 drive shafts and pinions and 4-link bars and stuff. It was just too much damage. We couldn't get it repaired and get back in time. A shame for Roger Gallagher, the hometown favorite. He had an entire army of people working feverishly on the truck, just ran out of time. But Rockstar is back together. We caught up with Bill Payne. You made your name with the Monster Jeeps, then moved to the Rockstar name, and then you moved on and built an all-new chassis. Tell us about that new chassis.
You know, we wanted to try to do something a little stronger. It's the old truck, had 70 rollovers on it. There wasn't a straight thing on it. I mean, it was a crooked board. We finally did the last show there in Montreal, Canada, and it wadded it up. I mean, the frame broke. It bent about 30-degree bend in it. I mean, it was motor plates, everything dismounted. I mean, it was a bad wreck. You know, it's hit the concrete. We had plans of building a new truck. We wanted to go a little bit longer, you know, have it a little bit more controllable. It's a good soft landing truck. It flies good. You know, it's well rounded. You know, where the old truck, it was hard to kind of make it go fast and fly, you know, long distances. So we wanted to try to get like I said, a well-rounded truck. Now, you started with a left-hand drive truck that uniquely had a second passenger seat, and I've noticed that while you've moved to a center steer seat here in the new Rockstar, there is still a second seat. Tell us about that. You know, it was I missed having the second seat. You know, I missed being able to give, you know, the friends rides. You know, I mean, you wouldn't be able to do this if you didn't have help of, you know, friends and sponsors and everybody else. I mean, you can go anywhere. You can go to a state you've never been to, and you can meet people that are more than willing to help. You know, I miss being able to give a chance to be able to say things and give people rides, and so that's what we did. You know, we built a second seat truck. We can do rides with, you know, promotions, you know, news people, radio people, you know, and then when the seat's empty, my wife rides with me everywhere we go. You know, she's been through 12 rollovers with me. She's you know, been through all the big air, the wrecks. I mean, there's times where it takes her breath away. You know, it just, she feels what I feel. She's starting to know, you know, when I'm mad with the truck, because then she's like, oh, great, you know. So she kind of tells me, be smart, you know. And you can hear her kind of clicking the ratchets, getting a little tighter. It's fun. I missed having 2 seats, and I'm glad I have a second seat truck again.
Now, as you mentioned, Lorna rides along with you every now and then. Now, Lorna, what's it like riding with Bill Payne? He's known as one of the wildest freestyles out there. What's the ride like?
It's more like a roller coaster. Yeah, just hold on and just go, and because you don't see anything from the back seat either, so you have no idea where you are on the track.
You heard it right there from Bill and Lorna Payne. So a special treat in the Rockstar. Lorna gets to ride along with him on all of his runs, and it is a unique ride, I can assure you. Bill Payne, after thrashing all night, once again, it's not been Rockstar's weekend, but Bill's got it back together with the help of Lorna and Ed Miller. They've worked and thrashed on the Rockstar, and Bill's gonna put on a show. Oh, you heard the pop right there. Bill's just pulled the shock shafts out on the other side. He broke the other limiting strap and has just torn up the suspension again. Oh, what a horrible weekend for Rockstar. The score is going to be a 22. That's all for ActionTracks from the Vanderburgh County Fairgrounds. It's been a non-stop weekend for all of the crews. As you can see behind me, the thrash is still continuing. Roger Gouger tried all night and tried valiantly to get the Quadzilla back together after a big crash in racing. Friends and family all over the place, but they just quite couldn't get it done. Bill Payne wrestling with the Rockstar all weekend long. Black Knight having some issues. The only truck with no issues the entire weekend was California Kid, who put on a heck of a show the entire weekend. Always great to have straight up racing out on the East Coast. We've had a great time on ActionTracks from the Monster X Tour in Evansville, Indiana. Until next time, we'll see you then.